What's going on, all you sexy subscribers? We are back at it again with the Medium Rare podcast. Out here with Jay Warren, a.k.a. Ask Jay Warren, a.k.a. Do you have any other AKAs?
We'll just stay with the Ask Jay Warren.
Ask Jay Warren. All right. Cool, man. Well, I guess we can let the audience know how this came to fruition.
Yes.
Real quick. So you know Brandon.
Brandon, yeah.
And I know Brandon.
And we both
how do you know Brandon?
Me and Brandon, we play basketball together. So,
Okay.
we have these professional runs where, whether it's NBA pros, overseas pros, and, he's part of that, basically that group, and we just come in, chopped it up, and we've been doing it, I guess, for about 2 or 3 years now.
Nice,
so,
yeah. I think that's pretty much how long Brandon's been in the FW, right?
Yeah.
3 years, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I know Brandon because of the gym. You guys know Brandon because of the podcast. But yeah, it's really cool to meet someone that's like very like-minded on the fitness side of things, like with the rehab and the mobility and the knees over toes guy and all that stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Brandon.
Yeah, shout out Brandon. I know you're gonna be watching this eventually. I saw him at the gym today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
We seen him last week. Yeah, he was there last week. So yeah.
Where?
He was at the gym last week.
Oh yeah.
So he was playing last week. He
Yeah.
He like with his work schedule and stuff like that, he'll come kill a couple days, and then he'd be like, I need to rest my body, and then, or he'll have to work or something like that.
Yeah. No, man, I bet those games get pretty intense, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're definitely competitive. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. It's a sanctuary area where, all these, like I said, pro players, we're trying to get better, I'm retired now, but, trying to get better, trying to perfect their craft, and so they can use this to further their career overseas and stuff like that.
Right on.
So
yeah.
It's cool.
And you played overseas as well.
I did. Yeah.
Nice. What countries?
I'm glad you said with the S. It was. I lost count. I always say that I started in South America and I just went east. So I played all up and down South America, Argentina, Uruguay. Played in Central America, I played for the Panama national team, Dominican, Mexico, and then just went to Europe, played in Eastern Europe, Poland, Finland, Serbia, Montenegro. I think it's just Montenegro now.
Dang.
And just kept on going east, and Australia, a little bit in China, and then finished in the Philippines.
Dang, you're very cultured, very well versed in different parts of the world for sure.
I definitely am. Yeah.
Nice. And now we're out here eating some eating some steak and chicken. So
steak and chicken.
Yeah, nothing too fancy, but we'll go ahead and cut into that, and
cool.
We'll just get into it. Yeah. So, it's called the Medium Rare podcast. I always cook steaks. Jay doesn't eat red meat, so we cooked up some chicken thighs and chicken wings.
Yep. Chicken
instead.
wings. Actually, these are chicken wings. These have bones in them, so I can just use my fingers.
Oh yeah, you can just go at it, man.
How about these are actual chicken thighs?
There are chicken thighs. Chicken thighs.
No. I just see the bones. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah. So you got done playing basketball, and then you started, running like a league, or you started running running practice games here, or
No. So when I finished playing, I had actually started a business with my ex-girlfriend playing overseas, and that's I just knew that I was not going to come back to the corporate world. Like I had been through it prior to playing overseas. Like 18, 19, I was working for companies like Coke, Frito-Lay, UPS.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So I had got a taste of that corporate world like right early at a young age, and
you did not want to go back.
Well, just not to get too political, but I just seen how the political mindset it is to advance in that setting, and it just wasn't for me. Now, shout out to everybody who has those 9 to 5s. They love doing it. If you love your job, obviously continue to do it. It just wasn't for me.
Right.
So so with my ex, we started a business, and then we started building it because she was from Sweden, so we were building in Sweden. Mm-hmm. And then we had hit a plateau, and then I basically learned some online skills that helped me. After we split or whatever, I just learned some online skills to help me move that business forward.
Nice, right?
So, yeah. And I was the funny thing about it is I was using it while I was playing because
Like the skills media that you were using?
Yeah.
The skills that you
I just enhanced them, So I didn't know, because, with when you're playing basketball overseas, like, you got to find a way to market yourself. So you got to, put, I mean, it was, I'm the old guy. So we had, when I first got on, we were sending VHS tapes to, through mail all the way, to, so we had to wait till 2 or 3 get there and call me, hey, did he get there yet? Did he get there yet?
Oh, man, yeah. There's no tracking system,
no
right?
tracking. There definitely ain't no tracking system, no. And then, it obviously, there was an evolution where they turned into DVDs.
Yeah.
So, it weighed less. It was a lot cheaper.
Very portable,
Yeah, very portable.
Yeah,
but there still was no tracking system. But then when the DVDs, when you start transferring the DVDs to like online stuff, then, that's when, it came up, quote unquote, a little bit easier. But my point is, like, I didn't know that, because I was marketing myself via through like the people I knew, but when you start uploading it on platforms and stuff like that, it reaches a lot more people. And I didn't understand that while I was playing.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it took probably like my 3rd year when I was playing overseas. So I was like, let me start, doing this to promote myself. And then like towards the, I'd say middle end of my career, I started doing it more. But then that's when I started learning the skills. I was like, I can use those skills I did to transfer to a business.
Nice, like the marketing.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what you're doing. You're marketing yourself. You're marketing your talents. Where's it kind of like what mixtapes are now of like you playing?
Well, the marketing part is more of, I would say it's, I teach people how to do it.
Right.
So, like you're trying to get, like, people are promoting to sell their stuff a lot of the times.
Right.
But like when you go on social media and stuff like that, people aren't going to social media to buy stuff a lot of times. Even though, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok,
right.
Yeah. So it gives you the option to do that, but that's not what people are.
That's not what the main. Yeah, people are going on it to advertise themselves or like what vacation they went on or
and that's what it is. It's for entertainment and it's for education. So so if you are trying to get new customers or new leads for your business, you want to educate them using those social media platforms.
Right.
And then when you start selling stuff, then they already know you already because you've used these outlets to educate them to, and now they trust you. Even if they never met you, they trust you because they see your stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I know that guy. So.
Did you ever hear of this book? I think back in 2017, I was very big. I think every young man in their 20s was really big into Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes.
In their 20s, jab, 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 right hook.
Yep. I talk about that
value.
Sale.
Then ask for the sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people don't read that book, especially in sales, which is crazy because that's basically it's like a blueprint.
It is, yeah. That and then so was I read Crush It and Crushing It as well. I have Crushing It in my in my bookcase right now.
I got it on my
right?
phone and I got the book.
Yeah. I love to read. Like it's crazy what you can learn from like a $20 book that somebody wrote.
Yeah.
After they've discovered all the secrets.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The secrets are in there. I mean, it's just obviously you got to put the effort to go and find it and stuff like that. But I mean, they're there.
Right. So the value you provide, just as much. I've seen your YouTube videos, seen the reels. It's a lot of kind of almost sales coaching. So you coach other network marketers.
Yeah, it's network marketers. Realtors, entrepreneurs who are trying to basically build their business. So a lot of people want to, obviously they want to go out there and make some money, but they don't know how to build a business. So, I mean, and that's two different things. Like you can go out and make money. You can go out and sell, I can go out here and sell the glass, but to build a business, you got to have, like we're talking about a blueprint, you got to have a plan. Right. So when you take your business online, or if it's offline or whatever, you got to have a plan. So, the stuff, basically the ebbs and flows that I went through, the peaks and valleys, the mistakes I made, I share that with a lot of people. And then what I do is just I teach them how to, basically get out their own way.
Right.
So, it's a simple concept, but it's the same thing like having a gym membership. Like if you get a gym membership, but you don't go work out,
yeah. Coming from so before I got into the tech sales world, I was a personal trainer. Funnily enough, at LA Fitness as well.
Really? Okay,
That's another thing Brad and I vibe out about how
How great LA Fitness was?
How great LA Fitness was. Yeah, exactly. Right. And that was, doing that, being a trainer, and you learn a lot of things about gyms, about like the inner workings of a gym, whereas like they expect 7 out of 10 people who sign up to not even use the gym.
Oh,
everybody used the gym every day, it'd be a madhouse. Do you think it's packed after, like, on a Monday evening after work?
Yeah.
If everybody that had a gym membership actually showed up, it would be crazy. But they rely on people's, like, human nature.
Yeah.
Inherent laziness, putting things off and procrastinating.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they do that. It's so, and you're paying, you see a $30 charge on your credit card or your debit card every month. You don't think too much of it.
Yeah, you're like, whatever.
Especially if you have I don't know, like, there's like those $10 a month gyms, Fitness Connection, Planet Fitness, right? You told me earlier you work out at Lifetime.
Yeah.
You notice $140. Yeah, you notice $140 charge. Exactly, right? So we noticed that charge on our credit card or on our income, our bank statement. So we will definitely use that place more than the average person at a $30 month. Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. And there's still people who have a Lifetime membership and they don't show up, and
yeah. I talk to them all the time. They're like, I haven't been in a while. I was like, life got in the way, blah blah blah, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm pretty sure they haven't stopped that membership. So I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, that's the hardest part about actually any type of teaching or coaching, like, is to get in that person to take action. You can lay out a plan. You can tell them, hey, this is what you need to do. Same thing like a workout. Same thing like I said, whether you're coaching kids, you're coaching clients, whatever, you can tell them what to do, lay out a plan what to do, but if they want the result, they got to actually put in the work to do it.
100%, yeah.
And that's kind of that's essentially what they're paying for is, you're teaching them how to do it. The problem is like, there's the lazy that you're talking about. They want you to do it for them. So they want you to pay you, and they want you to do it. And I was like, well, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
You remember what you were talking
about? The training, right? So you're talking about how the coaches can't do everything for them, right? So the trainer, like a trainer spends like an hour max, maybe like some 30 minutes to an hour with a client a week. In that time, he can give the client a blueprint about, hey, this is how you go from this to this. Yeah. If you want to lose weight, this is how you do it. If you want to gain muscle, this is how you do it. But he can't lift the weights for the client.
No. Yeah.
Can't eat less food for the client.
No.
Can't do the cardio for the client, right? Like, I'm not going to be in someone's presence to slap food out of their hand, right? Which would be a great career choice, like a professional food slap out of your hand, or
they already got the people they hold it in.
Yeah. I bet you like some like really, really like bougie rich people, they probably have somebody who like they have like live-in personal trainers, right? Course, so that dude just like cooks for that, like everything, right? But same thing as a coach.
That still doesn't guarantee it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, they could sneak away and grab some Reese's or whatever. But same thing for you, right? Like when you're training your students or your the people you're coaching.
Yeah.
You can tell them you can do as many like, cold call role plays or like sales role plays with them, talk about objections and prospecting, but you can't you can't do it for them. They have to do it at the end of the day.
But that's what first, that's kind of, and I was just explaining this the other day at one of the events I was hosting, where, like if you're trying to do, like, you have to practice it too. Same thing, like, you talk about workout, whatever. So you're with a client for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. You train them, but you're giving them exercise they can also do on their own time as
exactly.
well. So it's the same thing, like, I host these lunch and learns where I come in and I teach, different concepts, whether it's, attraction marketing, prospecting, sales, handling objections, following up, sales fund, whatever. So I give them a little bit of just, what they can do. But they have to use that information to apply it to their business so they can start building it, and so it can be long term. But if you're not practicing it, and that's what we were talking about. It's like if you're not practicing, so you come in, these lunch and learns usually last, I don't know, an hour, maybe hour and 30 minutes, something like that, 90 minutes.
Right.
About 35, 45 minutes of it is, information, content, and then, we network afterwards. But after that 30, 45 minutes, everybody's, I found value and it was great, blah, 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 whatever. But if they're not applying it, they're not using what it is that we're teaching or what it is that they're learning, then it's, then they go back to those, those
old habits.
The old habits or bad habits or whatever, I mean, and some things, maybe it's like, for example, maybe push-ups don't work for somebody. Maybe they want to do bench, or
True.
maybe, so, I mean, it is what it is, but there still has to be some type of, action to, build towards what it is that you want to do.
Right. Yeah. I think the implementation is big. Also, speed of implementation.
Yeah.
Like, how fast can you put into effect what you just learned?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's been a big thing.
That's huge, actually. Yeah. I mean, I've talked about that too, but I think there's like a fear of they don't want to do this because they're like, oh, let me take my time.
Right.
But like you just said, like if you add speed, then you're failing,
faster,
forward faster. I think that's what's failing forward faster. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Triple F.
Yeah.
So there's this one guy. I mean, I've been in a sales role for like coming up on 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And there's this one. I mean, a lot of it is cold calling.
Yeah.
Like my day to day, right? And so this guy's like, hey, the more you do things, the more people are gonna hang up on you. The more people are gonna like curse your ear off.
Yeah.
And the more no's you're gonna get. But that means you're on the right track because
Absolutely.
the more chaos there is in what you're doing versus, if you make 10 calls a day and like 5 people don't pick up the phone, you leave 5 voicemails, you get 1 no, and then you like 4 people, the number doesn't work. Whereas if you make like 100 calls a day, you're going to get like 15 no's, you're going to get 10 people like, why are you calling me on my cell phone? Well, you're going to get
this number.
Yeah, right, exactly, right, yeah. And then it's like, in 2024, people still asking that, how'd you get this number, man? Come on, like.
It's out there.
Yeah, right, it's there. But you're also going to get substantially more yeses throughout the whole thing. Someone will be
you won't get more yeses. However, it's the law of averages.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
You're gonna get more yeses from 100 than you will from 10.
Exactly.
So
right.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there's one thing that you say a lot that I'm gonna start. Like I literally was like kind of going over your videos, and you're like, don't ask if they want to do, just ask if they're open to it.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, for my role at work, I don't have, like, I can't sell anyone anything, right? I can't give them a price or anything. It's always garnering enough interest to set up a meeting with the guy I report to.
Yeah.
And so, just asking people if they're open to taking some time to discover something about this, like gathering interest instead of, I forget what you said, man, but it was like interest instead of something else.
So you want to be interested instead of interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
So when you are interested, that means there's a connection there. You're building that rapport. You're actually listening. When you're interesting, that means you're talking about yourself.
Yep.
Well, I made all these sales. I'm this $1 million earner. I've done this. I've done that. It's like, that's interesting, but what the hell does that got to do with me?
Yeah, what are you going to do for me, right?
I applaud, but what's that for me?
Yeah.
So, when you're, when I say people are open, like there's, you get, like, it's, you're giving people options. So obviously people don't, there's another thing I learned a long time ago, people like to buy, they just don't like to be sold to. So
I think Grant Cardone says that, right?
I think it's Grant Cardone. I might have got from him. There's a lot of salesmen. I've listed a lot of sales things. So.
Same. Yeah.
But I know he's one of them that obviously pushed that message. So I always give them 2 options. So it's I ask when you're asking for the sale, you ask them if they're open or not. So when you ask that question, it's like you're now you don't feel like the salesperson anymore. You just putting it on them to be like, if you're open to it, great. If not, no big deal. Because now in their brain, they have an option to be like, you know what, that sounds like a good idea. It's like, oh, not today. And so now you don't, now you're not pressured for that sale because you have to make money. Yeah, you got to make money because, I mean, there, don't get me wrong, there are different sales tactics to get there. They got the 7 yeses. Get them to say yes, get them to say yes. And
right. The yes ladder.
So there are skills and tactics you can actually use to get there. I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, I've used it, but I'm not a huge fan of that. My thing is that I would like them I want it to be their decision, and then once their decision, then you can like kind of, so to speak, hold their hand to help them start walking there, rather than, like I need to get in that person's wallet, because, and especially now, I mean, people can feel it, you know what I mean? Like if
when you're not being genuine.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah. I mean, if they're just like, oh, this person just trying to get a sale from me, either you're going to sell from, you're like, all right, go ahead here, take, let me buy those Girl Scout cookies and then just don't ask me no more.
Yeah. Man, those Girl Scout cookies used to be $2.50 a box.
Oh yeah,
like $7 a box.
Inflation now, baby.
It's crazy, man. Man, I was a Boy Scout growing up. They used to make us sell popcorn.
Oh really?
Popcorn was like $10 for a can or whatever. Now it's like $25 for a can. It's ridiculous. Nobody buys popcorn.
No.
Nobody wants to eat popcorn. Like,
well, not for $25.
Not for $25, exactly. Yeah,
I barely get in the movie for $25.
Right? Yeah, right. Yeah, you can buy a movie. You can buy a movie ticket. You can buy some like a small popcorn. You can buy an icy like for $25. Yeah, you're good.
100%.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Have you ever read this book called Never Split the Difference?
I think it's on my wish list. I have not read that book.
Really good book. Yeah. It's by like this the FBI hostage negotiator. Like,
oh yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Okay,
and so you were talking about like the yes ladder, right? Yeah. Getting to yes. He references that book, how like that was like kind of industry standard for the longest time, and then he started going. There's this one section there he talks about like going for the no.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, "Would you like to do this?" he says something like, Are you change up the wording to like, are you opposed to doing this? Because people love saying the word no.
Yeah.
Especially to people in sales, right? They love saying no.
Yeah. They just
right?
ramping it up. Yeah.
It's like, hey, would it be an overreach to set 15 minutes on the calendar?
Yeah.
To talk about this further? No, it wouldn't be an overreach. Oh, great. All right, pull your calendar up. Yeah, right. So there's a few things in there that I've found. I mean, and that's going back to like the things we were talking about of reading someone else's story that's like very successful, and you just pick out little nuggets from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good read.
Yeah, I got to add it to the arsenal.
Yeah. Fun stuff, man.
I got to add that to the arsenal.
Yeah. There's so much, man. I could talk about it like all day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. I mean, there's there's a book I was talking to one of my friends about, and it's called 48 Laws of Power. Have you heard of that one?
Oh man, you want to know what's hilarious?
You just downloaded it?
This book I'm reading is written by the same guy.
I just bought that book.
You just bought Mastery?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no, wait, dude. I'm literally, look at this. I'm literally on like page like 5. Yeah. I started reading it like yesterday.
Yeah, I just bought it on my audio. Yeah.
That's crazy. I do have 48. Yeah, I have 48 Laws like in my closet. Yeah, I'm like halfway through it. Yeah. It's a long read.
It is a long. Yeah. So what I did with the 48 Laws of Power, because I bought the audio.
Yeah.
Is like that's kind of one of the things I would listen to before I went to sleep. So I would like listen, and so instead of like watching TV or whatever, like when I would feel tired, I would put that audio on, listen to it for like, 15, 30 minutes, and I would doze off to it, and then when I would wake up, I would turn it off and then go to sleep and stuff like that. But I didn't know the same author wrote that until after I bought it.
Oh yeah, so you saw Robert.
Yeah, and then I was like,
at the top, right? Yeah.
It's like $48. I was like, wait, hold on, it's the same author. I had no idea. But so the reason I bring that up is because that 48 Laws of Power, that book is not allowed in prison systems. If you
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, because
I didn't know that.
it's there's
too empowering.
There's a lot of manipulation stuff in it, so that's why they don't allow it. Because now So no, I don't know if we're gonna edit that out or not. But
wait, no, that makes sense because in the book he says a lot of stories. That's one thing I love about it, because he talks about the law.
Yeah.
And he speaks about it, and then and it's always multiple stories about how people followed the law or they broke the law.
Yeah.
And a few of those stories are how people like conned other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So on the 48 laws. So how I'll explain it to my friend is because they were talking about how you can manipulate it and all that stuff,
right.
But it's like. It's like the Spider-Man thing too. With great power comes with great responsibility. So, like I mean, yes, it's like that just in life. Like there's, people who are going to use, have this great thing, they're going to use it for bad, and people who see the value in it and they're going to use it for good. So, I mean, it's all about perspective. So just however you want to see, like if you read that book. and you have bad intentions behind the book, then then you're going to use it for bad intentions. But if you're using it to be like, okay, I see the value in this, and I can see I can help more people,
right?
Then I would say read the book, because you will help more people like that in a positive way, not just in a negative way.
Yeah,
so,
not just like to build up yourself, but to actually build them up as well.
Because I mean, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of the stuff is bigger than you anyways. It's just hard for people to see.
Man, you just got to zoom out a little bit, see the big picture, right? A buddy of mine he's doing his master's program at UCLA, right? And he's talking to me about a situation that he was going through where people were kind of like not misunderstanding what he said, but people kind of taking out of proportion out of context on what he was saying. And I was like, man, there's two things you need to know. One, like, reputation is the most important thing, which is, I think, like, rule number 4. And the one right after that was always say less than necessary. Yeah. And it's like, if people taking things that you're saying out of context, just say a little bit less and kind of let them figure it out, right? Yeah. So it's big.
I like that.
So real world example of a law being used. For sure. Yeah.
No doubt. 100%.
Right. What would you say is like your biggest advice on? Because I mean the community that you probably cultivate with either the basketball side of things or the network marketing coaching. How would you say you go about finding like-minded people, or like kind of, finding people that are part of your tribe?
Well, I think so. Let me take a step back before I answer that question. Like, I think when you start building a business, the mindset is obviously to make money. So you're in a situation, 9 to 5, whatever, and you're like, I just need to make money to get out of the situation. But I think when you start building and you understand that you are, like the clients that you attract, the business partners that you're creating, like if you build a community and a culture, especially like around training, because if people want to, there's an ever-going thing about people actually wanting to learn, people wanting to grow. So I think if you have that mindset, instead of trying to sell them this, network marketing company or sell them this product, if they get attached to the community that you're building, then that's going to be, that's, again, you're building a business. Because like, if you're thinking about, one of the questions when you talk about objectives, one of the questions I always ask is, where do you see yourself, 5 years from now on a Tuesday at 11 a.m.?
Yeah, so they imagine it.
So because where do they see themselves?
Right.
And the thing is like, if you can see that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, with the same person, now you're building a business. Because it's like, hey, let's go to, let's go to Jamaica for the weekend or whatever. Now, it's, like your clients become your friends.
Right.
They're not just, your business partners or your friends now.
Right.
So, there's the thing about, hit up your family and friends, which is always a good start, hit up your family and friends, because not just get the practice or the repetition, but, you will get some who will support you. Obviously, some won't because they see you a certain way.
Right.
But you hit up them. But like when you start seeing the long term of building a business, you see that your clients and your business partners, those become your friends, not the people that you grew up with high school with, not the people that you go to college with.
That's so real. Yeah. The people that kind of are in your circle that are boosting you up instead of like boosting you up from a health, wealth, relationship perspective.
Yeah.
Even though you've known somebody for 20, 30 years, those people like that you've known for 12 months are the ones that are pushing you forward versus the people that are keeping you stagnating into what you were doing before.
Well, it's because it's like there's a growth mindset that how people. So when I met like the people I went to high school, they saw me a certain way. Even if they see me grow, professional basketball player,
they just have that bias.
Business owner, they see me at high school. So like, some of them may support me,
right.
But the majority of them, they still see me as they see me in high school. They still see me how they see me in college. So their mindset hasn't grown. Like, I'm not that same person I was in high school or college. I'm a totally different man, I'm a totally different person.
Yeah.
So when you are building that, to your question, when you're building that community and culture, that's what you're building. You're going to start attracting those people who want more. You're going to attract people who are looking for not just how you build a business, but like, when you're thinking like that, it's like, I want to think like that. I want to be able to, you're asking how instead of, just digging in people's pockets, so to speak. Like, I need to get on my 9 to 5 tomorrow. How did you do it? It's like, well, I didn't do it yesterday.
I didn't do it. I did. A culmination of efforts for
exactly.
years and years and years.
And if you build a community or culture around that, then it doesn't feel like work anymore. Like you're just now you're serving. Like you're getting up. Yes, you're making money, but you're serving people and you're helping them. And that's the thing. People don't mind giving their money if they feel like their problems are being solved.
Right.
Like if their problems are being solved, people will continue to pay you. But if they feel like, oh, you're just trying to make money off of me, they either buy something one time and be gone, or they won't buy nothing from you at all. And we just talked about just a minute ago about the reputation.
Once it's
gone,
it's gone. You can never get it back to that specific person. Will never.
Well, it's gonna be hard, because it's that Warren Buffett. And I hear that about Warren Buffett, where he says it could take 20 years to build your.
And then trust takes 20 years to build, and
trust, and then 5 minutes to create the reputation. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Man. So, you were talking about, how you've played in all these different places, and sometimes, I know you kind of just said it as like a side thought of what do you want to do Tuesday 5 years from now? I'll just go to Jamaica for the weekend with a client or something, right? What's where are some of your favorite places, like some of your most memorable places that you've been to outside of the U.S.?
Well, I'll say definitely Australia because I didn't have to learn the other language.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to learn the other language.
Yeah.
It makes there's still a culture change there, but you don't have to learn another language. I would definitely say like Argentina, because that's where I felt, because I speak Spanish as a second language. So I think when I went there and my Spanish became fluent, then that's when I was like, I like it. And plus, I think they taught me the best, because I think my first gig was like in Mexico, and it's like trying to learn English in New York, for example, in the Bronx or something,
tough.
Because everything is slang.
Yeah, so everyone has their own dialects. Yeah,
and so it's like you're trying to, like they're not speaking to you in a way where, like I'm trying to go to the crib, it's like you're like crib, what are you talking about?
Babies?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with like Argentina, it was, they spoke to you. It would be like trying to learn English in England. Like it's proper. It's proper. Yeah.
The stuff they say there is
So they're direct and their words mean their words. So like I would definitely say like Argentina, because when I start learning, learning Spanish, I think they taught me the best how to learn it.
Yeah.
So
solid. That's a good list of places. Australia, Argentina.
Yeah.
Earlier we were talking about working out and something specific that both of us enjoy after we work out.
Yeah.
Getting in the sauna.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes, jumping in a freezing cold pool.
Yep.
In the cold winters of Dallas, Texas. It's 83 degrees today.
No, it's 83 degrees today, and I think 10 days ago it was 9 degrees.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's crazy out here. The weather can't make up its mind.
Yeah.
But is the biggest reason I do the cold plunges is, sure, there's a physical benefit. For me, the mental benefit is insane. I was telling you about my morning routine earlier today, and some people knock morning routines these days, but it's nice to have something consistent to wake up to. So mine's a quick 5-minute meditation, just focus, presence. Mm-hmm. Then I get in the cold shower, quick 2-minute rinse, and then I just drink a full glass of water right after that, and that's when I start my day.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy. It's like a 9-minute morning routine.
Yeah. But that's that's why I don't understand why people, are against routines or whatever. Like routine, that's a discipline to yourself.
Right.
Like that, just having a simple routine like that is a discipline to yourself. And I think, having a daily routine, it starts your day off way more than, way more focused, way more in line with your goals, way more like there's structure. And, when you talk about like-minded people, they're attracted to that. Like we're all busy, but if you see somebody who has structure and you're like, okay, this person, has, 5 or 10 minutes to spend with me. Like we talk about call, like they're gonna get to the point in that 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
That 5 or 10 minutes is gonna be 50 minutes or 2 hours trying to explain something to make that sale, whatever it is.
Right.
So like having that routine is a discipline and a structure that other entrepreneurs, busy people, productive people, they value that because they see that, okay, this person, boom, 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 boom. Okay, they got, and I don't have time to, learn something or do something, whatever. So, if I can just add this in, maybe I got, I've mastered this part or whatever, so I can add this part in or take this out. That's not, worth my time or whatever.
Right.
So, it just makes the day flow a lot more easier when you have like a daily routine like that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So because mine's similar to yours.
I was about to say, man. You have an early morning wake up.
Yeah.
Sure.
So mine's a little bit long. Mine's a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, hit me. What is it? Yeah, what you got?
So so alarm goes up at 4. Out the bed by 4:30.
That's 4 in the morning, by the way. Yeah. Just so you guys know. Yeah.
So 4:30 out of the bed. I basically keep like a 32 ounce of water, Gatorade, and I chug that because
32 ounces right away.
Yeah, right away.
Oh man.
Yeah. So because the reason why I learned that from I forgot who I learned it from, but they told me that at like when you're sleeping at night you are
get dehydrated.
Yeah, dehydrated exactly.
Right.
So if you drink that, it rehydrates you right there, and then I fill it up.
Yeah.
And I take it with me to the gym.
Smart.
So, on the way to the gym, I'm listening to a podcast. I'm going to start listening to yours. Plug and play. Make sure you subscribe.
Appreciate that.
But I listen to a sales or motivational podcast to get me going while I get to the gym. So I hit the gym. I'm there from 5:30 to about 7. And I work out. But towards the end, that's when I jump in the sauna, cold plunge. And then, I back in the car and I'm listening to sales podcasts on the way back. So I'm listening to motivation there, get me going. Sales on the way back, and then when I get home, then I do my meditation, and then I meditate. So I'll get home, I'll shower, and I meditate, and then I get my day started.
Solid.
Yeah. So, but that routine. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a discipline to yourself. Like, I mean, where you talking about self-care? Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah, self-care. Self-care is really big. Yeah.
So
there's a word you said earlier. You're talking about something else about like intention.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest form of intention they can have.
Absolutely.
Man, yeah, we were just this last break we were just talking about motivational. Man, I wish I had told that story when the camera was rolling. That would have been hilarious. Yeah. But anyways, I think all that stuff is important. Having that little bit of like motivation, but also I think motivation lasts, but like I think inspiration is long term, right?
Yeah, well, it's discipline over motivation.
Discipline over motivation.
Yeah, so that's why you need the routine, because like the days that you don't want to do it, being motivated is not going to get you out of bed.
True.
Being motivated is not going to make you take that cold shower. Being motivated is not going like you got to be disciplined to yourself. So having a routine is just Kobe said it's that contract to yourself. Mm-hmm. Like if you're not looking yourself in the mirror every single day, then you don't need the discipline, because who are you holding accountable if you're not looking yourself in the mirror?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're disciplined to yourself, you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror. Stop being a punk today. Get up and go. Go to the gym. Stop being a punk. Go ahead and make those sales calls. Stop. Whatever it is that and that's not motivation. That's just you being disciplined to yourself. Mm-hmm. And so if you put discipline before motivation, then when you add the motivation, then it'll just put you up another level.
Right.
That's just been my experience.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, getting discipline is like the foundation, and then adding the motivation on top is huge. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody can they have like the rah-rah, you can do it. Like, you talking about this story where I was going, hey, you can do blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're disciplined, then you're like, I was going to do it anyways. But then, the motivation be like, I appreciate it, but, I was going to do it anyway.
Right, yeah, it's like, I got it. Yeah. I got this already, yeah.
I got it. So just relax, like Kobe, just relax.
Right. What is the honey badger mentality?
So it's feeling fear and doing it anyways.
Feeling fear and doing it anyway.
Yeah,
Courage.
Yeah. So it's like, so, we all gonna, there's a fear of failure, a fear of success, a fear of trying, a fear of doing whatever. But the thing is like, obviously fear is in our mind.
Right.
Like fear is something where, like 90% of the time it doesn't exist. It's just in our mind.
True.
But if you feel that fear, you're just doing it anyways, and you're becoming a better version of yourself when you do that. So that's just the honey badger mentality. You're feeling fear, doing it anyway, so you can become the best version of yourself.
Right.
So if you adapt that, then because I always tell the students, go Google the honey badger, because people, when they think of honey badger, they think it's since it's honey, they think it's
something cute.
Yeah.
That's
cute,
not what a honey badger is.
It's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
So the actual honey badger, the animal, is the most fearless mammal on the planet. So a honey badger, so it doesn't fear anything. Like if it shows it, running around with lions, trying to knock lions away. It shows even the mamba with, R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah.
The mamba, boom, it'll strike the honey badger. The honey badger ain't scared, boom, it'll pass out, wake up, eat the mamba steak,
Get back at
it. It has no fear.
Yeah.
So, so I try to adapt, especially because that's the thing especially on the, with the organization, the academy side. I mean, you have, you got the parents, you got coaches, school ball, whatever. You got, your other peers, your teammates, talking about you, making funny, whatever. But if you adopt that mentality, especially at an early age, because, we were just talking about that. You adopt that at an early age, then now you're planting those seeds. So when they start becoming young adults, when they start becoming 18 and 20, then all of a sudden they've done it now for 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Right.
So then now when they're hit adversity, like what college I'm going to choose, or I chose this college, what am I going to, what was it when as a 4-year, what's it called? You pick a
major.
Thank you. There you go. Major. There you go. See.
Yeah.
I'm far removed from
You're
college.
good. You're
far removed from college.
Yeah.
But I'm picking a major, and I'm going to craft my
niche around that.
Around that major or whatever. So, but that's just that, like you want to take that, we want to take that mentality and we want to use it on other aspects of life, not just in the basketball court.
Right.
So
you probably did have that mentality on the basketball court.
Well, I built it. I had to build it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and that's why it's frustrating to see, players or, kids or parents or whatever, like, oh, he's hurt today or he's sick today. It's like, I mean, okay, I hope you have something, because when they get their 9 to 5 and they're sick, or they got something on their pinky or whatever.
Yeah.
Try calling into your boss and be like, you're sick today. It's like, no, we need you. We need you today.
We need you to do the stuff we're paying you for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's, you got the PTOs
sick
and all that,
days
sick
and
days,
all
all
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
But. I mean, people try to get more out of work, especially in Dallas. You're talking about the cold days. People try to get out of work.
It's 9 degrees, boss. I can't come in today.
It's cold outside. It's like, oh, I see a little ice on the road. There might be some black ice out there. I'm taking the day off.
Yeah. Man, it snows like 2 inches out here, and the whole city shuts down. They cannot cope with the cold.
Yeah, there's that little. Do you remember that meme that I guess how I grew up, where we had our backpack on and we're looking at the TV and just waiting for we're waiting for that. And it's like, which ISD is the ISD?
Yeah.
And we come up like, woo! You throw the backpack on, but if you don't see it, you're like, dang! You're right back into the.
Man, that's so real. That's so real. I was just like, I was praying. I used to live in Louisville when I was young. I'm like, Louisville, LISD. Some days it wouldn't come. Some days we'd like 2-hour late start. Man, come on, give us the day off. Did you grow up in Dallas?
Yeah, I went to school at Lakeview and Garland.
Oh, Lakeview, gotcha. Nice.
So we were. It was just GISD. We were waiting for the GISD with the backpack on. Like, come on. Yeah. And then especially in high school, so class started at 7, so we'd be up at 6. And then once we get past like 6:30 or something like that, it's like, I guess we're going to school.
Yeah.
So
I know that we covered this a little bit about basketball. I guess who were your biggest inspirations? When you were I guess even when you were growing up and when you were actually playing?
So obviously, I would say Michael Jordan was the number one inspiration.
100%,
There you go,
yeah.
right there. Yeah. I mean, I remember even that shot that was taken. I remember, like, when he shot, I like jumped up and screamed with him. Like, I was like, yeah. You know, I was hyped. You know.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan, and I didn't, like, I knew he was good, you know, and I was probably, you know, to the marketing thing, how they pushed him out and wanted to be the face is, you know, why, you know, I was, like, you know, attracted to, like, just his greatness and stuff like that.
Right.
But then, and then I would say while I was playing, you know, definitely Kobe. But it took a while to, like, you know, respect it, you know, because, like, you know, we were the same age. So I'm like, how is this 17-year-old in the league? And I'm over here, you know, I'm over here in college trying to, you know, find the college to go through, but he's in the league and stuff like that. But I mean, when you look at his career and, you know, and look at his mindset and you look the way he did things and his approach, like, you can't, I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's hard not to respect what he did.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, there I was an interview I was just watching, where the guy that he said he didn't like, Smush Parker, and Smush Parker was like, you know, he didn't, you know, him and Kobe didn't like each other, and he was like, well, he said, well, Kobe was just all more, you know, he's about winning. He said he didn't care if he liked his teammate, like, he was sacrificing whatever it took to win championships. That was his goal. And so everybody, you know, praises him for that, but, you know, him and Smush, he says, you know, like, he bashed me through the media, and, you know, he said all this stuff, and obviously, you know, like, there was a conversation that they had where he, you know, he said, you can't talk to me or something like that. So it just rubbed him the wrong way because he was trying to, like, you know, extract knowledge from him because they were teammates and stuff like that. But you know, Kobe wasn't trying to feel that. You know, so that's what I bring that up, because that's when you hear those stories about that, about him, you know, not liking his teammates and all that stuff. But the thing for me, what I respect about it is just his work ethic. You know, like, it was just, you know, 10 times better than everybody.
100%.
And, you know, so, you know, and that's, I mean, you don't appreciate it, like, when you're watching in the moment. You know, we're the same age. So, like, when he's in the NBA, I'm and, you know, beginning my career in college. When he is, you know, 10 years in the league, I'm overseas watching him and stuff like that, you know. So, and then when he's at towards the end of his career, I'm about to retire too, and I'm like, it just, you just a level of respect. It's just a level of respect. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and so, like, you know, I mean, when people talk about, you know, LeBron's number 2, I'm like, I don't think LeBron's past Kobe. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, but that's just me, you know. I mean, people say I'm biased or whatever, but I just don't think, you know, LeBron has passed Kobe. I mean, you just, if you ever watch the Redeem Team, you'll see that, you know, basically LeBron followed suit. Like, he's like, I'm tired of you guys seeing you guys lose. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come on the team. And we're not gonna lose. And, you know, so it's just hard. That's what I mean. It's hard for me to see somebody jump somebody like that when they, you know, they needed that person to get them to the next level. So
that makes sense.
That's just me though.
No, that 100% makes sense, man. The one thing I was talking to Brandon about Kobe, because he's he got the Mamba mentality tattooed in his arm, right? I was like, you're gonna. I was reading Tim Grover's book, Relentless, which is.
I got that book too.
Like,
it's a good book.
Tim Grover's first client being Michael Jordan is insane. Like, Michael Jordan's personal trainer, Kobe's personal trainer, but he's saying Dwayne Wade's. He's calling Dwayne Wade during the 2006 finals. That story was crazy. I remember. I mean, I've been a Bulls fan my whole life, but I mean, when watching that 2006 finals, and, you know, you're in Dallas, of course you're gonna be into it, right? And
I was up. I'm still sick about that. Go ahead.
D-Wade, man, just came out of nowhere. But he said in Relentless that Kobe would, like, there's so much attention to detail. He would focus on, like, he would work out his, like, fingers and his hands and his wrists and his toes and his feet and his ankles for like 45 minutes, like once a week or something. Before and then, I mean, dude was in the gym 24/7, but that was, like, one thing that stood out to me. I was like, wow, like, I do that. Like, I'll because I don't want to. I tore my ACL when I was younger. Like, I'm not trying to go through any more pain, right? So, doing all those little things adds up to
absolutely
greatness. That's
respect too, right there.
Right.
Because like, people aren't paying attention to details; they're paying attention to results.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention to the details, how are you going to get the results?
Yeah, the ball. Cool. I asked this question to Brandon. I mean, he's pretty deep in the basketball world, so I got to ask you, man. Top 5 all time NBA starting 5.
Starting 5?
Starting 5.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
So it would be the point would be Magic.
Yep.
2 would be Jordan. 3 would be Kobe. 4 would be Duncan, and 5 would be Akeem Olajuwon.
Oh, that's a solid. Tim Duncan, the big fundamental.
Big
nice,
fundamentals,
yeah.
We're going 82-0 and 16-0 in the playoffs.
That's awesome. Man, I remember I was doing this. So I help out in my Boy Scout troop as an assistant scoutmaster, and we were doing this like draft night thing just between like the 5 of us, and it was one guy who was 20 and the other guys are like 14. They're talking like Steph Curry and like all these guys, and I'm over here like, yeah, I'll take Kevin Garnett at the 4. Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, I didn't even think about that. You know, it's like I'll take Dwayne Wade at the shoot, and they're like, what? Like that's crazy. And
I mean, why would they? I mean, because they're living in the well, even though Dwayne Wade is a little bit older.
Yeah. We were talking about prime, like the prime.
Okay,
yeah. Because I mean the Kobe Jordan were already taken because it was like we go down the line and come back down the line.
Draft.
So yes, there's a lot of people already taken. So when I say KG and D,
so who's your first pick?
For like my top 5?
No, yeah. So yeah, tell me your top 5, and then in the draft, who was your first pick?
Okay, yeah, top 5. I would say this is because I'm a Chicago guy, so I gotta say prime Derrick Rose at the 1.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
No knee injury ever. The what if story. Right. MJ at the 2.
Okay.
Kobe at the 3.
Yeah.
KG at the 4. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the 5. Yeah.
That's a tough starting 5 too.
I don't know why, but I loved watching his highlights of him playing in the post. I'm 5'8" on a good day, right? But I love playing in the post, and I love guarding people that are like way taller than me. Yeah.
You not do the hook?
Yeah. That's why I like playing in the post because there's people that are like taller than me. They're like, man, that's old school. How do you know that? And I was like, dude.
If you can make it.
I don't know. I can't make it. It's not a high percentage shot, but it's, yeah.
I mean, his was a high percentage shot.
His just didn't miss.
Because, he was 7 foot with the long wing.
He just had to, like, he just had to go like that.
I mean, if you ever watch it, the way he, like, flipped his wrist, it was, I mean, it's like, how can you block? I mean, because people tried.
Yeah.
Like, people try. I mean, it was an unguardable shot.
Yeah.
And he mastered it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first pick was Bill Russell.
Bill Russell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I watched his documentary like a long time ago, and I don't know, man, that dude did a lot for, not just on the court, he did a lot off the court.
Yeah, absolutely.
The dude is really inspiring.
It was like Bill Russell and
he like walked with MLK, man.
Yeah,
like that was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was him, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
They did a whole bunch in that civil rights era.
Right.
Yeah. Respect.
100%.
Yeah.
And then I did also ask Brandon this about music, but I ask everyone about their music. What genres do you listen to mainly?
I mean hip hop.
Hip hop,
but real hip hop.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm not talking about the hip hop that goes on today.
Man, the hip hop nowadays I can't even understand it.
Yeah. But it's not hip hop. I mean, so like to me, when I think about hip hop, I think about obviously like, the Tupacs and the Biggies. I throw Jay-Z in there, throw Kanye, but even like some of the new guys, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. But like if you listen to the hip hop and the way they tell the story, like Eminem too, like when you tell stories, to me, like with the beat, like to me that's like that's like way up here. Like they're not like today they're not telling any stories.
Yeah.
And a lot of the hip hop artists, like they say that they're rapping like this because they're trying to sell something. They're not living that lifestyle.
Right, studio gangsters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the hip hop artists when I was growing up, it's like they're talking about what they lived.
Right.
And so it's stories about their life, and that's what and that's what I'm saying. That's where the connection is.
Right.
Like, there's not connection with somebody talking, hey, rap about this, talk about this. But they never lived it. They're doing it to sell it to these people, and these people are buying into it. So, that's what I'm not a big fan of the hip hop.
No, I like that. I appreciate that, man. I mean, my first CD I ever bought was Blueprint 1.
Oh, wow.
That was, and just listen to, I mean, Renegade was on repeat for sure, but.
Who do you think had a better verse on that?
Dude, okay. M had a great verse, but I think Jay-Z spit some of the Jay-Z's flow and some of the bars he spit were I think some of the best of his career too. So I mean, M is great. I love Eminem, but I would go with Jay-Z on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I know
that's what I'm saying.
I know, man.
Jay's album. But I do think Eminem.
Yeah, he did. I know he did. Objectively, yes. But like in my perspective, I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like my top 5 is like Jay-Z, Kanye, Lupe Fiasco, Nas, and Black Thought.
Oh yeah.
And so like, I love the lyricism. I love storytelling as well. But I mean, you gotta open up like the sources to figure out what Lupe is saying sometimes. But yeah, do you have like your 5 favorites that you listen to? Not like your objective top 5, but like 5 like
no,
most
I mean it would
to.
probably Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Kanye, and probably M. Those are probably my top 5 hip hop. Yeah.
That's a dream team. That's an 82 and 0, 16 0 in the playoffs.
We ain't losing.
Yeah.
If they did any type of collabs, they ain't losing. Especially if like Big and Pac had did stuff together. Oh man. That's just definitely the what if stuff,
right?
Like, I mean, if they were that big to start an East Coast and West Coast beef, think how big they would be if they'd collabed like Jay-Z and Kanye.
Oh man.
I mean, it would have been something.
The original Watch the Throne.
Man, easily.
Yeah. Cool. Last thing that I do on every podcast is a very quick lightning round, like the first sentence or just like one quick thought that summarizes these things.
Okay.
All right. Top 3 movies you could watch over and over again.
Top 3 movies: Life, Gladiators. Oh man, the third one is hard.
Yeah.
Jeez. American Gangster.
Okay. Oh, solid.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
All right. 3 TV shows.
3 TV shows. Martin. Maybe Seinfeld.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
a couple classics.
Classics. And I was a big fan of the newest was Blacklist. That was really good.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That was
the only reason I know what Martin is because Kanye rapped about it in Flashing Lights.
Yeah.
I went back and I'm going back and watched it.
Yeah, Martin's a classic.
Yeah. I feel like Martin without Gino.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier, but 3 books that you've had the biggest takeaways from.
The 3 books: How to Influence. I'm messing it up.
How to Win Friends and Influence
How to
People.
Win Friends and Influence Them. Yeah, that was a great book. There's one called the Great Book of Affirmations, which is Noah St. John's, where people talk about affirmations, but affirmations is a way where you're asking questions to your brain and your brain solves them. So that's one of my great books right there. And then The Alchemist.
Oh, great, Paulo Coelho.
Yeah.
Dude, I read that book in like a day. I couldn't put it down.
Yeah. I read it and I listened to it twice on a flight.
Such a good book.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There's a Jay Electronica line where he goes like, "My only obstacle is to turn into the wind," or like Santiago, turn into the wind, something like that. And I was like, oh, that bar is so good. Favorite way to spend a rainy day? Which I know we don't have many of here.
Yeah, no, they're not a lot of them here in Texas. I mean, if I'm at the crib, I'm probably gonna, put like one of those TV shows on and just probably cook. Just cooking, just chill.
Cooking and chilling.
Yeah, just cooking and chill. 'Cause I like to cook every now and again. So
solid.
Find something to cook and then just chill and watch like probably meal prep and just cook something all day. Yeah.
And you said that you were at your son's basketball practice earlier?
Yeah, nephew.
So nephew.
Yeah.
Do you have a son?
No, I don't know.
Oh, never mind. I was about to ask you, what's your best dad joke? But I guess I can ask you that anyway.
Oh.
I'm putting you on the spot. I know.
I haven't really. There's been a lot of them, but I just The ones I like, and I don't know the jokes, is like when they're going back and forth, and like the first one to laugh loses.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so they.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So like they'll say a dad joke like I can't even think of one right now. Like, you know, something like a cow, something like Mooney or something like that, and the other person's like, that was a good one. You know, So I don't know. I don't know the dad jokes on top of my head.
It's all good. I know. I that's one question I ask everybody, because like everybody has jokes that they can pull out, but when you're in the moment, it's tough.
It is
but,
tough.
Like I'm struggling now. One, but
my bad. It's the company you keep.
You're good. Describe your ultimate sandwich. If you could have a sandwich and put anything, like a base of anything and a base of anything and anything in the middle, what would it be? You get as creative as you want.
I think there's a couple ways I would do this. So, I mean, I'm thinking Philly cheesesteak style, but I don't eat steak, so it'll be with chicken. But it'd probably be like on flatbread with chicken, onions, green peppers, mushrooms, cheese, and then it'd probably be that. Or I would do just the flatbread with with the rotisserie chicken, like grilled rotisserie chicken, and I would put like spinach and guacamole and tomatoes on that one. That's
an interesting sandwich.
Yeah,
very colorful sandwich. I like that.
Yeah,
nice. If you could have dinner with any two people from history, who would they be and why? Like anybody that's currently living or anybody that has ever lived.
That's a great question. Great question. Let's say, man, that's a great question because there's so many.
Yeah.
So let's do Malcolm X, just because like the transition that he made from basically what he was doing in the streets to that
becoming Malcolm X.
Becoming Malcolm X, and probably Kobe.
That would be a legendary table, man.
Yeah,
that'd be a legendary table.
Yeah, because I mean, just like the way, you see the clips now and stuff like that, but like if you're able just to have that conversation and just pick his brain, then definitely Kobe Bryant.
Solid.
Yeah,
some good answers. And the last thing, I mean, this is what we said earlier, but 3 albums you could listen to cover to cover.
3 albums.
No skips, just all the way through.
No skips. Marshall Mathers.
Like Marshall Mathers LP? One?
Yeah.
The first one?
No, the second one.
Oh, the second one. All right. I was the first one was...
Yeah. The second one.
Yeah.
The second one. Jay-Z, probably the Blueprint.
Blueprint one. All right. Yep.
And then Kanye's first album.
College Dropout.
College Dropout.
Oh man.
Or even Graduation, but yeah, that was those were, or even All Eyes on Me. I mean, I'm hear some honorable mention. All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
Life After Death.
This is good. That's awesome. There's a few.
Yeah.
That's good. I like those all killer, no filler albums.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on the pod.
Man, I appreciate you having me,
dude. It means a lot, man. Yeah. I'm glad Brandon connected us.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Do you want to let them know where they can... I know you've been on YouTube for a long time. My man's at 997 subscribers. Get him to 1K. Yeah. You want to let them know where they can find you?
There you go. Yeah, so it's Ask Jay Warren, all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So just Ask Jay Warren. Reach out to me, connect with me. You can go to even my website, askjaywarren.com. There's free content on there. There's a couple offers on there as well.
Solid. Any last words?
Just be great. Be the best version of yourself.
Solid. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Man. Yeah, appreciate it.
Cool. Man, that was fun.
Yeah, that was great.